YouTube decided I'm no longer allowed to use the music in my intro, so now, until I find another one, you're stuck with my voice.
What is up, guys? This is LVAL coming at you with an updated deck profile of my Herald of Perfection deck. So I'm just going to go straight into it. This is post Legacy of the Valiant deck list, and I hope you enjoy it. So, going straight into it, we have 3 Herald of Perfection, your main boss monster, and the main thing that you want to get in your hand and you want to get on the field as soon as possible. Then we have 3 Manju of the 10,000 Hands. He is your main searcher, he is a boss, and you want to kind of get him in your first hand as much as possible. Then we have 3 Arc Lord Chrystia. Chrystia is one of the main cards in the deck, the main boss monster. Since it's gone to 3, it's just so good. Really, really love Chrystia. I still hold the kind of thing that no one has beat me since I've had Chrystia and Herald of Perfection out. The card's just so good. It hurts so many decks, and even if you go against something like Fire Fist, which isn't considered heavy special summoning, it's at worst it still locks down your opponent. It's still a 2/8 body, and it's a +1 for you to get cards back for Herald. So it's really, really nice. It has multiple uses, and it's just too good not to run at 3. Speaking of 3s, we have 3 Master Hyperion, our second boss monster, or third boss monster you could say, of the deck. The card's just so good. Like it's just too good not to run at 3 in my opinion. Drawing into this is just, he just changes games. It's graveyard control for Chrystia, and oh, love it. So then we have the 3 Venus, and to accompany that we have the 3 Shine Balls. Don't really need to say much about these, to be honest. These are kind of staples in the Agent version. The Shine Balls are to help with Advanced Ritual Art if you so need it, and also for Venus plays. Then we have 2 Earth, still rocking the 2 Earth. My opinion, if you haven't heard the reason why I only run 2 and not 3, is because the deck is so tight for lineups. I've got 30 monsters in here, and it's so tight for space. And going back to last format, it was either this or a Chrystia. This has good characteristics. The fact it's a tuner, it's +1. And it just enables you to kind of do a couple of plays. You can plan ahead, gets to those Venus plays quite nicely. But with Chrystia is just far outranks it, and it's just much, much better. So 2 I think is good because it's good for Hyperion. It's a good tuner if you ever get it off, and but it just falls short of other cards that I can put in. So it doesn't really add much. A third doesn't really add as much as as the second does. There will be no great improvement. 2 new additions is 2 Gel and Duo. The Gel and Duos are mainly to stall. There are a couple of OTKs going around, and just having this Gel and Duo to kind of sit there and wait is just too good. Like, I've gone against a couple of decks like Harpies, Heretics, and all these decks that just don't really get through it if they don't see it coming. I know that Heretics do have Gaia, and Gaia obviously pierces and then this destroys by its own effect. But the amount of times people don't really see it coming, and the card's just really good in general. Like, it fits well in the deck, it's fairy, and it's a light, and 1/7 isn't that bad attack, so it works really well. I was surprised how well it does work, and that's kind of it really. So then 2 of the newer cards as well is 2 Yaksha. It's back row format. Yaksha's really good. He's a fairy. He's also a spirit. So the fact that you can summon him, bounce those cards, and it comes back to your hand for Herald fodder. One example of how this was useful was someone played Light Imprisoned Mirror before I got Herald out, and I went, oh okay, summon this, bounce it. They were like, it's negated. I was like, it's water. So bounced it and then summoned Herald, and they were just like, yeah, scoop. So Yaksha just has multiple uses. It just gets around this really annoying cards that your opponent's playing that stops you with the boss monsters, and no one really expects it, to be honest. So Yaksha's great, and the fact it's a 1/9 as well. Like, you gotta love the beaters in this deck. Then we play the 1 Honest because we run all lights apart from 2 Yakshas, so just too good. Then we play the 3 Herald of Orange. If you don't get to that Herald quick enough, you can use these Herald of Oranges. It's also a tuner, and it's a fairy, so it doesn't really have a downside. 3 is kind of just needed, especially when you go up against like rogue decks. Not saying this is rogue, but for example, Infernity, if you let them get off their plays, then you're kind of in a bit of trouble. And just in general place, it's just to stop your opponent going first turn nuts. So it's quite nice. And then we just played the 2 standard vanillas to complete Advanced Ritual Art. So that's 30 monsters. Going on to the spells, we have 2 Advanced Ritual Art, as I just said, and the 1 Dawn of the Herald. Still rocking the Dawn of the Herald. Yeah, so these are completely fine. Don't really need to say much about them. Then we have the 2 Preparation Rites. Still only running 2 in this version. I might change it, but currently 2's fine. In my opinion, like it's not too bad. But I do think I might bump it up to 3 soon, maybe. See how testing goes. Then we have the 2 Dark Factory. Just drawing this is just too good. Really love having this card in here. It was at 1. It originally was at 2 when I first started playing. Then bumped it down to 1, and now I just miss it, so bumped it back up to 2. And then the final traps are 3 Royal Decree. Yes, Vanity's Emptiness has kind of been bumped to the side for now. And Royal Decree is reigning supreme just because there are more back rows now. I don't normally set Royal Decree without Herald of Perfection because I want to keep that Royal Decree there. I want to keep those options open. And if I just set it and it gets MST'd, I'm just like, great, now I have to wait for another one. So being able to have Royal Decree and Herald out is just so much control. Like, the control you have over the field is amazing because you knock out a good amount of your opponent's cards in the deck. So you're like, right, this is, sorted. I can just control those, back row removal cards like MST and, other monsters. So Royal Decree, really good. That's why I like to keep it in here. And Vanities is in the side because that card is still busted in this deck. So then going on to the extra deck. We have the 3 level 8s. We have Stardust, Scrap Dragon and Crimson Blader. I don't run any of the new Stardust and new Archfiend because they're not legal over here, just for you American fans if you're wondering why. So I'll have to make do with Stardust for now. Then the 2 level 7s are Black Rose and Ancient Sacred Wyvern because these cards are just too good. Level 6s are HTS Simet and Powered Insectron. Reason for these are I just prefer them. Gaia's good, but I like the effects that these bring to the table, and yeah, it's just good in my opinion. Level 5s are Caster and Armades. Sorry, completely forgot what the name was. Catasta, sorry, and Armades. So, yep, they're good, level 5s. And then the level 4s, Starleech Paladynamo, Constella Omega, and Silent Arc 101. If you have a Evil Sworn Exeter Knight, you can swap any one of these out if you really want. This is just too good. Probably the Constella Omega. Maybe. And then the final ones are the level 2s. We have Daigusta Phoenix, Dark Mist, and Gachi Standard. Daigusta Phoenix is good just for those OTKs, and Dark Mist is just a real good card to sit on if you are in a bit of trouble. So that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the deck profile. As usual, I'm still rocking the Herald of Perfection, but as I said in previous videos, it's kind of taken a bit of a backseat just because of all the other decks I want to bring you, but Herald of Perfection is still here. I think it is still good. It can still catch many people off guard, and when people underestimate it, then it's just bad news for them, to be honest, because they'll just probably end up losing. So that is it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the deck, and yeah, that's it. Cheers, guys.